Hello, everyone. This is your host, Jaime Buckley, and this is Life of Fiction, Episode 6. How are you doing with your own creative projects? Are you experiencing the success that you've been wanting? The success that you've been working towards? Now, I don't know if it's something in the water, if it's in the air, or if the choices of our leaders, wherever you may live in the world, are making the same stupid choices, but something is affecting all of us. And maybe I'm having a hard time because of my own stupid choices. Maybe. The point is, though, I want to achieve certain things, and there are certain days where it seems anything and everything gets in my way. It's like the whole universe is fighting against me, and no matter what I do, I just can't make progress towards my goals. When you're striving to accomplish what I want to do, which is create a successful fantasy series with 500,000 readers, roadblocks can often feel more like impenetrable walls. And this has been on my mind for quite a while. And so I've been thinking about it, I've been pondering about it, and I have a bit of a theory, and I think that I can help you as I'm helping myself, regardless of the projects or goals that you have. Now, here's the thing. Words matter, yes, but so do definitions. Now, I want to tweak your brain just a little bit today and talk about the differences between problems and challenges. For years, I studied something, I'm going to call it conflict resolution, okay? Because violence was a regular part of my life growing up. And so I sought instruction on how to be able to do that. And my focus for several years was learning how to go home at night no matter what. And during those years of intense instruction, I found myself dealing with serious mental blocks. What's important to understand here is that mental blocks in this aspect of life can and will get you killed. So this was a very intense learning experience for me. Violent people have a way of making timid brains go to mush. They intimidate us, our minds start firing all sorts of warning signals, and just like intense problems, they knock the wind out of us and our sails, and we sink. During one of my training sessions, I was forced to engage with a Samoan man in my class, and he's an awesome yet disturbingly intense individual. And if you've never dealt with a 300-pound muscle male, intimidation, it just doesn't begin to describe the experience. And I found myself repeatedly on the floor, staring up at the ceiling. Over and over and over again, I applied myself, and I used everything I could think of, everything that I had been taught, and it was no use. There was something about this person's very presence that defied and even mocked my determination to defend myself. And my teacher stopped me and asked me to imagine something. He told me to view this handsome young man with a huge scar down one cheek, this big, pitted, nasty-looking scar, to imagine a piece missing from his ear and a huge bump on his face from a repeatedly broken nose. And the funny thing was, that actually wasn't far removed from some people that I knew. So it was kind of easy to visualize, all right? And once more, I engaged my Samoan partner, and I kept getting walloped. It really didn't matter. And this time I ended up on my back with the wind completely knocked from my lungs. And my instructor said, "You're still seeing this as a problem and not as a challenge." And that confused me. I mean, I told him, I said, no matter what I imagined, he's still huge and strong, and yet my teacher just cut me off. He says, "No, I want you to truly visualize the scars on his face. then I want you to ponder what that actually means. He said, think about this. Someone didn't let him walk all over them. Somewhere in this thug's past, someone decided to dish it right back, and he has to live with those scars. Someone, Jamie, refused to buckle. So why should you? I had never thought about that before. Knowing he wasn't some invulnerable monster made this threat more manageable. My survival jumped from just possible to probable. Less than 2 minutes later, my partner was laying on his back and just laughing his head off. And the rest of the class was spent us giving and receiving blows as equal threats. It was amazing. Now, how does this help you and me when it comes to goals? Simple. It's a mindset. Words are signals to our brains. I'm a fantasy writer. I deal in words. If you write, you deal in words. When we communicate with other people, we deal in words. But we deal in words with ourselves. Words are signals to our brains. We send completely different signals based on what words we use. So let's look at these two words. Problem identifies a struggle to either gain or reclaim ground. There's no power in this to feed our determination or confidence level. This word also puts us in a very bad place. It's called a victim mentality. And the worst thing you can do to yourself in life is label yourself as a victim. To be cast about by the will of others? No thanks. Now, challenge, on the other hand, this is a positive word. Letting your mind know that there is an adventure taking place and something to be learned. Think about the difference in that. This word is a chance to demonstrate our resolve, skills, and integrity. As I mentioned before, challenge shifts the impossible to the possible and from possible to probable. So regardless of the words used, we're still going to have these events in our lives. We're still going to have struggles. We're still going to have opposition. But how we perceive them will determine how we can meet and overcome all that opposes us. And that is what matters. The right words can help empower us to do anything. And I just wanted to share that with you today. I'll see you next time.